Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? So I decided to jump on, say hello. I haven't talked to you guys for a bit, live anyway. So I got a question. In this time of craziness, then it's often important to really discern what your next best steps are and to be able to make good, clear decisions. So, how do you make your decisions? Do you often run into a lot of confusion or doubt, questioning yourself, wondering, well, this thing is good, but this thing is also good, so how do you know to make a good choice for yourself? Or what information is good, what kind of person is good for you, what food's good for you? So I thought I'd come on and give you some suggestions about how I answer those questions and how that relates to your health, your physical health. So, have you ever heard of your gut brain or your intuition, your gut knowingness? You know, that's a common phrase that we hear, yeah? So what is that really? So let me give you some feedback or information of how I understand it, of how I use it, and how you can then strengthen your own intuition, your own gut knowingness to help you make the right decisions for you so that you can move forward in a way that your life works, okay? So to do that, then I just want to give you a little rundown of the nature of your gut brain. So what is that? So there's a very intimate connection between your gut, your intestines primarily is what we're talking about, and your brain. There's a lot of nerves that go back and forth, a lot of communication between the chemicals, between the microorganisms, and especially the microbiome, all the gut critters I call them, the bacteria. They have a huge, huge role in many different things, not just your digestive health, but also making a lot of nutrients, communicating with your brain as far as what's going on. It has a lot to do with your moods, with your immune system. So the microbiome is really important to understand and to protect, to nurture. And that plays directly in with your gut intuition, your gut knowingness. So, did you know that the human body has about 60 trillion, 65, 63 trillion cells that make up the body? However, there's 10 times more microorganisms, bacteria, yeast, little critters in your body, and especially in your gut. So along your skin, every orifice and opening of your body, especially in your gut, we are really more bacteria and microorganisms than we are human cells. So that right there says a lot about how we take care of ourselves or not, the antibacterial products that we use, and what they're really doing to damage the bacteria that keep us alive. Because let's face it, if you don't have your bacteria, if they're compromised, you don't live, period. So we have to have a good, healthy bacterial strains community to keep us going. So how does that tie in with your gut intuition, your gut knowingness? Well, there's a huge, huge population in our intestines, as well as a lot of very complex nerve plexes, where a lot of nerves come together in the gut that directly communicate with the brain. So there's always communication going back and forth. So the nature of the microorganisms, all the bacteria, as well as all of your cells, on the outside of your cells, on the membrane, there's a lot of energetic sensors. So the cells, as well as all of the gut critters, I call them, all of that bacteria, they're constantly reading and interpreting the signals of their environment, which is the signals of your environment, all the energies that you are surrounded with. You know, if we are first and foremost energetic, energy, electrical beings, we run on electricity. And so our cells likewise produce electricity, produce energy. That's what ATP is. And so they're always sensing and reading all of the energetic signals and little wavelengths in their environment. Then this processed by the belly, by the gut, however it does that, is communicated through all the nerve plexus to the brain. That's a big component of what your gut intuition is. Your gut knowingness is the feedback, the information that all of your intestinal cells, all of the gut bacteria are picking up from your environment. Okay? So you know how you go into a room and you can just sense whether or not there's tension there, whether the environment's a really nice warming atmosphere where the people are good. When you run into somebody new, you can tell if they've got a cloud over their head, if they're having, you know, a good positive person. You just get vibes off of them. Your gut brain, your intestines, all the microbiome in your gut is a big part of interpreting those perceptions of your environment. Okay? So knowing that they're always reading the signals around you to inform you of this is a good thing to do, this is not a good thing to do, this is a good place, this is not a good place, good person for you to be around. So then wouldn't it make sense that you really attend to the health and the nurturance of your digestive tract, of your intestines, of this gut brain, because it's literally, that's what it is, and really nurture the health and well-being of all of this big community of microorganisms and bacteria in your gut, because it's more than just about digesting your food. It plays a huge role in a lot of other things. So just think about if knowing the cells and all these microorganisms, all these bacteria are sensing and reading the energies of your environment, all of these minute little frequencies. If they are clouded over, let's say they have a film over them of mucus or a lot of inflammation or acidity or just yucky wastes and such, as a covering, as a film over all of your intestinal cells, and that your bacteria are swimming around in, if their environment is not a very clean one, how do you think that is going to impair or affect their ability to read and pick up all of these minute signals and energies of their environment, so that they can then communicate to you that information so that you can make proper decisions in your life? It has a direct impact, a direct effect. So the more you can attend to cleaning off the film, so to speak, the cloudiness, the clutter, the mucus, the waste, the inflammation, all of the stuff that accumulates in your gut, the more you can clean out all of that and keep your intestinal tract clear and healthy with proper foods, the easier it is for your cells and all of your microbiome to pick up these signals correctly without distortion, so that they can see clearly and perceive what's going on in their environment. And so when you have that greater clarity because you've attended to a clean gut, then it's much easier for you to tune into your gut intelligence, your gut intuition, your gut brain, and sense and perceive, is this a correct thing for me? Because your body knows. Trust the intelligence of your body. It's got massive, massive resources and answers and information that's available to you if you know how to tap into it. And this is one way of learning how to do that, of understanding this is the nature of the critters and the cells that live in your belly brain, that is connected to chemically and to all of the different nerves that run up to your brain in a constant communication. So the more you can clean up your diet and clean out your digestive tract so that there's not the buildup of film, of mucus, of waste, of stuff for them to try and perceive the energies through, the easier it is for you to get a more clear decision of, yes, this is good for me, that no, that's not. To be able to really tune into and cultivate your intuition and your gut knowingness, okay? So it's crucial. It's not just about the physical health, it's about mental and emotional well-being as well. So just to pause for a second, thanks for you guys for tuning in and for your comments. So is this new information for you? Have you heard this kind of a conversation before? I'd love to know if this is all brand new for you. Does it interest you? Does it intrigue you and want to learn more? Then tell me. Love to hear your feedback. So what are some things that you can do to really support the health of your gut, the health of your intestines? So I've got a few foods here I'm going to read off from my little handy dandy chart. So foods that are really known to target the intestines to help their cleanliness, the strength, the vitality of those organs, which then provide for strong, healthy functions, are apples and celery. That's a great juice you can blend up the first thing in the morning to get you going. Celery juice, as we know, is, it's become very popular in the last 2 or 3 years, and the wonderful, wonderful things that it does for promoting gut health is a good glass of celery juice in the morning. So you can do apples, you can do artichokes, bananas, polenta is really good, broccoli is very good for the intestines. And what's become one of my favorite things is fermented foods, fermented vegetables. I've made a video on how to make those. So if you want to know how to make fermented vegetables, how I do it, then just leave a comment below and I'll shoot you over the video, the link to the video where I explain how to make fermented veggies. But that's excellent, excellent for really supporting a good, healthy colony and community of your gut critters, all of your bacteria, is by adding in fermented vegetables into your diet. You can make them literally with any kind of combination. A very common base is any kind of a cabbage. That's been used forever for fermented vegetables. And then from that you can add in oodles of different options of vegetables to create a good blend of fermented vegetables. So ask me about that if you want. Dried fruit is really helpful. Garlic and aloe vera. So, and I'd also add ginger. So oftentimes when people have upset stomachs, you've eaten something wrong, the acid is off, there's too much inflammation and wastes and acidic buildup in your gut that is causing problems, then aloe vera is very soothing, as well as, and garlic is also very helpful, especially if you have some type of infection where you need to like wipe out pathogenic bacteria so that the good ones can thrive in your gut. Garlic is one of many very helpful things for that. So there's also teas, herbal teas that are really good. And this is just by no means an exhaustive list. This is just a few examples to help you get going. But mint tea is really good. Cumin, cardamom tea, clove. And if you need to get things moving, then senna, S-E-N-N-A, is one of many, many herbs to help move out the waste that get congested and build up there. Another thing that you can do if you have an upset stomach is a slippery elm bark, and that's mixed, combined with aloe vera. It has like a mucilaginous quality to it, so when you ingest it, then that mucilaginous, it creates a bit of mucus, which sometimes you need just to calm and soothe and to have a good coating of protective layer there to help calm things down. That's different from the mucus that the body makes in response to excess animal protein products, too much fat, abrasive things, too much dairy, mucus forming foods that cause a lot of problems. That's a totally different conversation. But if you've had a lot of those and you need to calm your gut down, then slippery elm, aloe vera are really helpful for calming that down, so that you can then introduce foods to clean out the gut and help restore its function and vitality. Another thing that's really helpful for cleaning the intestines out is bentonite clay, diatomaceous earth, buckwheat, psyllium seeds, chia seeds. Those are really good. If you blend those together in a dry mix and then stir it with water and maybe add a little bit of honey or cinnamon bark oil, just for flavor, and you chug that down, that's a really excellent intestinal cleanser. It will pull and draw a lot of heavy metals and waste and toxins, and there's even things that can take glyphosate out of the gut, which creates a lot of allergies, a lot of problems to foods. But do a regular cleaning of the intestinal tract with some of those foods can really restore not only the functioning, the digestive qualities of the functioning of your intestines, but also help clean off like the mucus film, the cloudy congestion, so that the cells of your gut and all of the bacteria can properly read the signals of your environment to strengthen and nurture and cultivate your gut intelligence, your gut intuition. So the more you can have a strong, healthy gut, the more you can be tuned into, or more of a clear gut knowingness or intuitive communication with your body. There's also essential oils that are super, super healthy and supportive for the gut. And again, this is by no means an exhaustive list. I'll just give you a few of them. But did you know, by the way, that you can take certain essential oils internally, provided the quality is good, they have no added chemicals, no added alcohols and toxic things in them, that the plant was cared for well, harvested well, then distilled properly. Then a lot of the essential oils that I'm about to give you, you can take them internally, and that can support the cleansing, the rebuilding, the healing of the gut as well. And if you want to know more about how that works, then just reach out to me. I'm happy to give you some more insight into how you can use essential oils, especially this list. Okay? So peppermint essential oil is wonderful for the gut, as it's very calming and soothing. Caraway, marjoram, and nutmeg. Orange essential oil is very helpful for the gut. Juniper and ginger and cinnamon. Chamomile and other mints like spearmint and wintergreen, in addition to the peppermint. So those you can diffuse, you can rub on your tummy, you can also take them internally. You can use them in teas, you can add them to salads and soups and salad dressings, and you can cook with them. In that way you can receive the benefits of the essential oils. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use them. So again, reach out to me if you want to know more. So those are some examples of what you can do, foods that you can use to support the health of your gut. So the more you can do that, and more understanding of all of the different roles that the microbiome plays and the gut brain, then you can see that there's so much more beyond just digesting your food, and help modulating your moods. So another thing you can do is go find a good anatomy book, and especially the nervous system, and just look and see how many nerves and nerve plexi congregate in your gut. There's a lot of them, and they're major nerves, nerves that run through your gut. That is your gut brain. Okay, so don't discount it. Nurture it, understand it, learn how to feed it. You know, this is just a beginning conversation that I'm giving you, but there's many other things that you can do to support the health of your body, as well as your developing and cultivating your intuition. Okay, so I'd love to hear your comments of what I've shared for you today. Anything that stands out, anything you want to know more of. Did you know, have you heard about the things that I've talked about today? And if you want to know more. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Drop me some questions, drop me some comments, and just be watching out for my next video. I'll be sharing more again. Okay, so hey, hello Lucy, I'm coming on. I'm just wrapping up so you can catch the replay. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I will talk to you all the next time I'm here. Take care.